Thank you for coming to my channel. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Today we're going to be doing, I guess, kind of a compare, contrasting type video.
Yeah.
The reason that we're going to do this is because recently we did a review on the Photograph. So if you want to see that review, you can go ahead and see that. It should be here.
Somewhere up here.
Somewhere up here.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So if you've seen that review, based on a lot of people's comments about the movie, be it on social media, be it in conversation that we've had, there's a lot of comparisons thrown around, and some of those comparisons have been a lot of them have been negative, and so my immediate thought was, when I was hearing these comparisons, and the comparison is they was comparing the Photograph to LoveJones.
Yes.
So my immediate thought was that they're nothing alike. Like, why are they doing it? So, of course, I had to do my research because I hadn't seen LoveJones in a minute. So what I thought to do was to go ahead and just view it again and to break it down and see if I was right, because I usually am.
Oh.
And don't judge me. But yeah, to actually, just break it down and see if I felt like they, if the criticisms were warranted. So, you wanna start off as to what you think?
So in our review, I will say that one of the likes that we both had was the music.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the comparisons between the two movies was that the music was the same.
Mm-hmm. Disagree. I totally disagree.
He totally disagrees. There's one song.
Yeah, there was that one song.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same song.
And Stella McGee talked about that, and said,
which is the director.
She said that she didn't. That was just coincidental, because that's one of the movies that she watches all the time and is in her mind.
So it's almost like an inspiration.
Yes.
For that. But again, my thing is.
So they was paying homage to the movie.
Right. So my thing is though, but that's not. I could see if they had like 5 songs that were similar to, or the exact songs from that, but that wasn't the case. It's that one song, and that's it. So
and personally, I feel like they did the music a little better.
Well, I'm not gonna say they did it better, but what I will say is, maybe it is better then. Yeah, because
it matched the scenes more.
Yeah, and they did, and I think the difference with LoveJones, LoveJones used, it was more so an art. Like if you look at the main characters in LoveJones, they're artsy. You know what I'm saying? And I think they used and poetry was a main thing that kind of bonded them. Even in the friend group on LoveJones, poetry was a thing that they constantly, that they performed or whatever. So I think that was more of a hold or something that bonded characters together, as opposed to the music. Like in the music, as far as in the Photograph, the 2 main characters, they talk about 2 artists that they like.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's and it ends up being a joke later on about those artists that they like. So again, music kind of
was used in a different way.
Right.
In both of those. Yeah.
So as far as music is concerned, not at all.
Except for the one. Don't say at all, because it is that one song. So you can't be end all be all.
One song.
Yeah.
Now if we want to go characters, let's do characters.
Characters.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay.
Start music.
You did start music. So as far as the characters, so let's start with LoveJones. The characters in LoveJones, to me, I feel like they're different. The reason I think they're different, if you look at both of them, you look at Lorenz Tate's and you look at I was gonna say it again, and Nia Long's character. They both are so confident in who they are,
charismatic,
and how they carry themselves. It's a complete difference. Even during the dating phase, or when the dating is getting ready to start, Nia Long is almost, to me, she enjoys the chase. And you can tell in the decisions that she makes, the things that she decides to do, she enjoys the chases, and she almost like she gets off on it a little bit, like she's playing the cat and mouse game. You know, being the bait and seeing, okay, is he really gonna come get me? As opposed to, well, you want to do the comparison to so how they are
I
in
don't
Photograph?
want to spoil anything, but the characters. This is more of a milder movie overall, anyway. So the characters are not charismatic. I'll say that.
I just think
That makes sense. I
yeah,
don't want to.
yeah. I guess you don't.
I want you all to see the movie.
Yeah,
so.
and how they are, but
Yeah.
the way their characters are, they're different in their overall makeup.
Yeah,
and
the
how,
mannerisms and everything.
and the whole cat and mouse game and how that goes
It's different as well.
It's different, and how they go about making the decisions that they decide to make.
Yes.
So that, to me, again, as far as the characters are concerned, that makes a difference. And then if you want to delve more so into the characters, I think a big difference between the two is with the Photograph, it's real family oriented. And as far as Lakeitha's concerned, you get to see his family and how he deals with his family and the conversations that he has with his family, and also with Issa, you get to in her character, you get to learn different things about her family and how things that they did, she's learning from that and trying to figure out how much does it affect her being the way that she is.
Yeah.
Whereas in this movie, in LoveJones,
yes, they have the friend dynamic, and you see the one friend with the wife, and they're having issues, and they speak about it. But family is not a character or not a subtopic in LoveJones at all. Yeah.
And even the variety of friends that they have within the group, like when something goes on, you definitely see the bond that they have with their friends. Lorenz Tate, he talks to the different friend group. He talks to the, like you said, you feel like he was an older guy, the one that's married. He goes to him. Another guy, he talks to him. And then he also the friend, or not really friend,
frenemies. That's what they are.
Dynamic that Lorenz Tate has with Bill Bellamy. You even see that go on.
Yeah.
So again, when you compare the characters and the decisions that they make and how they all work around each other, it's totally different.
Yeah, I agree too.
So next, I guess we can go to the plot.
Okay. I was gonna say, of course, we said in our review that this movie was more of a realistic first meeting of parties that are interested in each other. LoveJones has a lot of drama. It's more drama, like they break up, they get back together, they date, they don't date. You don't get that with the Photograph.
Right.
It's just what would happen if you just meet somebody and you're trying to get to know them.
Right. I think if we want to go into the plot and the similarities that they have, I will say, even though I don't really agree, but I guess the similarity between the photographers and the jobs that they have. You know, in the Photograph, obviously it's called the Photograph.
Yes.
And one of the main characters in the movie is a photographer. And obviously in LoveJones, Nia Long's character is a photographer.
Yeah.
So you have that similarity, and even obviously, I mean that I guess that's not a giveaway, but obviously if you're a photographer, you're going to develop pictures.
Yes.
So a scene showing, pictures being developed, you know what I'm saying, that they have that in both movies.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, if I was dating a photographer, would I take a picture of my significant other? Possibly.
Yeah.
And that might work in both movies.
So that's another similarity, but again, that's a small similarity. Let's see. What any other things to compare other than?
I think that was pretty much.
I mean, even if you want to get into the love, then I'm saying the love that's shared between the two characters.
So I guess you understand chemistry in both movies is a topic.
Right.
But
Okay.
it's done differently because it like the photograph sets you up to understand why the characters behave in the way they do, versus Love Jones that I mean you get why he is the way he is and she's the way she is, but it's done differently is what I'm trying to say without spoiling it.
Right.
So,
I think I'm gonna try to see if I can walk the line a little bit better. One of the statements that a lot of people have been making is they don't have any chemistry. They don't have any chemistry. They don't have any chemistry. And I guess comparing it to Love Jones, and I guess it's obvious that Lorenz Tate and Nia Long
have chemistry.
Have a lot of
yes,
chemistry.
Yes.
And I guess my thing would be that I would say that it's not that Issa and Lakeith don't have chemistry, because even if you've seen them on the press junket that they've been going on, they definitely have chemistry. You know, when they're on shows and they're talking about the movie, they definitely have chemistry. So I feel like that statement is not factual, but I think what it is the comparison. And me and you talked about movies and how they are. Well, for one, we were saying we just said that we said it also in our review how a lot of these type of movies, the movies where they're a romance type movie or even a rom-com type movies, when they're all black, you don't really see them. So in comparison, you look at the type of love scenes that they had back then in comparison to now. It may seem that those movies back then where the actors and actresses had a lot more chemistry as compared to today. And I would say I don't think it's a chemistry thing. I just think I was talking about the Me Too movement, and I was talking about how just things are just done differently. I talked about how it wasn't uncommon for doing those sex scenes. I can't say sex scenes for anything. During those times, it wasn't uncommon to see a woman's breast or something like that. But in comparison to now, not so much. So,
what's the rating on the photograph? Is it rated PG-13 or R?
Yeah, it's not R. It's PG-13.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
I don't know if those
Love
movies.
Jones is rated. Don't know.
Oh no, it's rated R.
Oh, huh. So that make them. That's what I was wondering. I was like.
So that also can have something to do with it too, because you could think about the money thing, because a lot of times when movies are trying to figure out if they're gonna be PG-13 or when you're PG-13, it means that
people can
right.
see
It means that teenager,
yeah.
The high schoolers, they can go see the movie,
yeah.
as opposed to when it's R, they
won't.
have
to be with parents
exactly.
Or whatever,
so I don't think it's a chemistry thing. I just think that times are different now, and they don't make movies
like they used to.
Like they used to.
That's it.
Any other comparison you can think of?
I think that's all that I've heard people say.
Right. So in conclusion,
there are more
differences.
contrasted.
Right. Yeah, there are a whole lot more differences than
there are likes.
Right.
Yes.
So again, I was right. You guys are wrong.
Oh my.
No.
No, if you disagree with us,
right.
you can please certainly comment below.
Yeah, definitely do that. Definitely
yes.
comment on, how you think the movies were alike.
Yes.
And before you do that, actually hit that subscribe button. We'll appreciate that. And hit that like button as well. And like I said, comment down. And if you agree with us, we definitely want you to comment.
Yes.
But even though, we respect everybody's opinion. If you feel like they are just alike, go ahead and comment and let us know why you think they're alike.
Yes.
All right. Appreciate y'all coming out. And I guess we'll holler at you.
Peace.